Hey guys, welcome to my third battle report. This is a rematch from my game against Dan from earlier in the week, Scum versus Empire, where I was running the dual fire spray list, going up against his TIE Swarm led by Howlrunner, youngster with marksmanship, 3 black squadrons with crack shot, making up for a very effective TIE Swarm. If you're a canny sort of player, then you'll notice that this battle report doesn't go for very long, and there is a reason why, ladies and gentlemen. I'm a very slow learner, obviously, and I could also title this video How Not to Fly Fire Sprays Part 2. You can see here Dan is purely moving up on the flank again, keeping in perfect swarm formation, doing a great job there. And looking back on my performance, I'm sitting here right now scratching my head going, why on earth would I enter that asteroid field like that? Here I know I came up against an opportunity where with Kath I could have turned in, but instead I chose to actually turn away to try and get the rear arc onto his swarm, but it would just be far out of range. And I actually thought Dan would have come around the flank to avoid going into the asteroid field, but that also threw me off guard when he just went straight into it to take out Boba Fett heading in there. So unfortunately for me, I go in, cop a stress token for getting on the debris field, and there I was just doing a quick bit of mental calculation to see if I would have turned, because at the time I was afraid I would have clipped that asteroid, but it turns out I would have had quite a bit of wiggle room. First engagement here, I popped glitter stim because I know there's going to be a fair bit of incoming fire. So first shot from Boba Fett, critical, and spend my focus to get a hit. We come up with shaken pilot and loose stabilizer as Dan rolls 1 evade. So Dan just unleashes on me here with his combination of marksmanship, Howlrunner, etc., all these perks, strips all of Boba Fett's shields, puts 2 damage through and 1 critical, and I gain a 3rd stress token from that. Not very helpful at all, Dan, thank you very much. Unfortunately for my evades, I was rolling a lot of blanks here. Wasn't very many focus being rolled at all, which is a shame. But hats off to Dan. He certainly played to the strengths of his list in this engagement. As for me, I was just being target practice for him. So Dan here just closes into Boba Fett, brings his swarm in on its merry little way, and unfortunately with the positioning of Kath Scarlet, it effectively meant I was fighting 100 points of his with only 50 points of mine. So extremely poor positioning and manoeuvres on my part, which led to Dan having the big advantage here. So Kathy just continues around the flank. Boba Fett just bumps. There's no way I could have gotten through there without collecting something. So here there's a bit of confusion as I was talking about taking on Howlrunner, but I eventually took on one of the Black Squadron pilots. Range 1, so 4 attack dice, I get 4 hits. Dan rolls 1 dice, Dan rolls 1 evade, so removing that TIE fighter. But then naturally, Dan with all his combined firepower removes Boba Fett off the board. So this stage manoeuvres go down for the next turn. In my head I'm thinking a 2 bank would have cleared that debris field, but obviously I'd gone into full retardation mode by that stage and should have selected a 3 bank. So the swarm continues to come in. Dan anticipates his fields of fire very well, and the only sort of positions I can realistically end up. I do in fact reveal the 2 manoeuvre with Kath, but also at this stage I figured even if I hit the debris field I just wanted to get shots onto a target. So in the upcoming combat phase, I'll pop my glitter stem. I figure it's going to be the last round anyway, so why not have a go. And put enough damage onto one of the ties which already has a direct hit on it. Dan only manages one evade, so I net a second ship. Yippee for me. Dan's way to fire here leaves Cath Scarlet on 3 hull points, I believe. All of Howl Runner's rerolls really coming into effect here. So last and final turn here, Dan like a pro manoeuvres all his swarm. Just plugging up any holes basically where I can manoeuvre to force a block action. I think here from memory I did a 4 straight trying to clear something, but yeah, you can see how he spreads his ties out just enough to block up everything. Well done to him. I think I get into range 1 of a tie here. So 4 red dice. I managed 4 hits as well. And then actually onto Howl Runner. And then Dan rolls his 4 evade dice and only 1 hit goes through. Dan's turn to unload on me. And I end up with another 2 criticals. So I've got an unhealthy Cath Scarlet cruising around on 1 hull point. So forgive me guys, it wasn't actually the last turn. One of those criticals makes me pilot skill 0. So as you can see here, just trying to get a rear shot. But Dan pulls some K turns. Once again, gets into very good positions. And I'm very confident here. He'll just blast the crap out of the final fire spray for the win for the TIE Swarm. Not much else to say. First round, I believe, first combat dice that are thrown, Dan takes me off. There we go. End of game. Congratulations to Dan. He's a very competent player with his TIE Swarm. And I'm trying to brainstorm actually what to take in regards to combat that. Where did I go wrong? It could be argued at the very start, going through that the obstacles on the left hand side with Boba Fett, rather than keeping the fire sprays together. That way they've got that more mutual support. Either way, I'm very upset I didn't represent the list as well as I have in the past, but certainly not taking anything away from Dan. He very much played to the strengths of his list and just overwhelmed me, purely and simple. Thanks for checking us out, guys. I will try and post up another battle report next week. Thank you.